So often we watch other people that freaking dropped out of high school tell us that college isn't worth it or this isn't worth it. You have your own story. And I promise you, every part of your story can inspire somebody. Have you ever wondered what successful people have that you don't? What are they doing that you might not be doing? How are they so fit, toned, and healthy while you're not? You ever wondered what you might be missing? Hi, my name is Moe. Essentially, I'm a kid who's obsessed with winning and sharing the lessons with you because growing up, I wish I had someone like me to help me out. On the Healthy Systems podcast, you will learn one main idea, system from each episode that you can use in your life, whether that is financial, relationships, fitness, and wellness. So if you're a millennial, you're hyper ambitious, this podcast is for you because the more systematic your life is, the more you can win and not waste time. So join me on your journey to building a life of healthy systems for yourself. Hey, welcome to Healthy Systems Podcast. I'm your host, Coach Moe, and today's episode is something that is very personal, but also I think a lot of you are going to relate to it. And the topic of today's episode is, it sounds so easy, but it might be the hardest thing you'll ever do. And Nate and I were just talking about this earlier, and this topic hits home for a lot of people. And I'll give you a lot of examples, walking you through of what this concept is. And then at the end, perhaps I'll offer a solution that has been working well. And what does it mean? Sounds so easy. So you know how you go through life, and especially on social media, you're watching YouTube videos and you're watching Instagram reels all day, even TikToks. And what you see is a lot of people with their amazing success stories. And they're all talking about this. Yeah, man, like I had this one big moment. I had this big epiphany. I saw my dad get sick. I saw this happen. I got into a car accident. And that was the day my life turned around. And I pulled 3 all-nighters and I wrote this book. And that book became the bestseller and this and that. And as those people are telling their story, they are, their intentions are to inspire us. But oftentimes, it really puts a lot of people in a bad mental state because you're like, man, I must be a piece of shit. I must suck because I haven't had that success. I haven't had that epiphany moment yet. Or perhaps I did, and yet I didn't know what to do with it. Right. So often in my life, I've had moments like that where I felt ashamed or guilty that I didn't take advantage of certain things, that I was just a bad person for not maximizing on that opportunity. And what I realized much later on as I got older and as I got wise is that I just didn't even have the skills. I didn't even know where to start. Even if I had those epiphanies, if those opportunities showed up, I didn't have the raw material to even start. So instead of beating myself over it and being ashamed and being feeling guilty, like that was not a productive use of time at all. Right. So the healthy system is, things might seem easy based on the stories you hear these motivational speakers tell, but oftentimes it might be the hardest thing you ever do. So give yourself some grace for it. Right. The first example that comes to mind is getting in shape. So you know how so often people are like, man, you just need to eat less and move more. So easy. Why aren't you doing it? Do the fucking work. And then you're like, well, fuck me. I must be a horrible person because, like, man, I've been trying and nothing is working. Right? I've been trying to go to the gym. I've been trying to go on walks. I've been trying to eat healthy, but none of it is working. Right? But like that one friend of yours just keeps saying, man, do the work, like trust the process. They have these generic pieces of advice. And you just feel guilty because you're like, something must be wrong with me. Like, why am I not hitting those results? Why am I not, in amazing shape? And the answer there is you're expecting it to be easy. The friends that are telling you, they are painting a picture that this will be easy, right? Trust the process, do the work. These like one-liners, they're often so dangerous because things are rarely that easy, right? We often hear the stories of that one person who's like, yeah, man, like this happened, my ex-girlfriend left me. So I just like locked myself in my room and I worked really hard. And over the next 7 days, I made $10 million. Over the next this many days or this many weeks, I was a millionaire. I did this one thing. I stopped going on dates and I stopped going seeing my friends. And within 3 months, I was at this level. Or I bought a Lamborghini when this happened. And it's just like these stories are just insane. And most of them aren't even accurate. Most of them are not even, there's no context. Like you don't even know the full context. So why beat yourself over those things? Right. And I mean, even like I noticed, I think my one of my cousins was telling me about this story where like she was feeling bad because like she followed somebody on Instagram or TikTok, and this girl like, she while being a college student, she went and built this e-commerce store, and then that e-commerce store started making a lot of money, and like she had a TikTok, and like she paid her parents' house off, and then she like paid through her college education. And my cousin, who's like becoming a social worker, getting her master's, super smart girl, she's just feeling horrible. She's like, I'm not there yet, so I must suck. I'm like, yo, we don't hear about the graveyard of failures in that industry too. You know, the amount of time like somebody starts their little e-commerce store, spends like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 G's on it, and they lose all of it, right? Perhaps this girl got lucky and there's always that one out of 10,000. And we're just looking at that one success story out of 10,000 and being like, man, I'm a horrible person because I didn't achieve that. Right. So sounds so easy, but it might be the hardest thing you ever do. So give yourself some grace, right? Like I remember I used to beat myself over the fact that I haven't written a book yet. I've been wanting to write a book for so long. I had the full table of contents down. It was gonna be a health and fitness related book. And it was not a priority, right? Like I didn't write it, didn't even start it. But I had the table of contents written down. Summer is about 3 months away. So if you want to look your very best this summer, because chances are you've tried in the past and you're like, I'm going to get myself in shape. I'm going to keep myself accountable. I'm going to get this workout program. And then you just stick with it for a couple of days and then it goes away. And that's not your fault. That's actually just lack of support. So at Training with the Titans, who is actually sponsoring this podcast, Training with the Titans, this is what we do. We're health and fitness coaches. We're also nutrition coaches. And currently we're taking on 5 clients. So if you're listening to this episode, all you got to do, if you're interested in learning more, all you got to do is just DM me, direct message me the word healthy systems summer 2024. Just four words, healthy systems. So I know you're coming from the podcast, and then summer 2024. So then I can give you the proper information. We can perhaps get on a call and get to know you better, get to know your goals better. But if you're in that phase and you actually want this summer to be the summer where you look your best, you feel your best, then just take advantage of this opportunity, and just DM me the word healthy systems summer 2024. And you can DM me on Facebook and Instagram. My handles are the same. It's just Mo Gaius, Ghias. And then I'll take care of you. And for a while, I beat myself over it. I'm like, man, I can't get things done. Like I need to work on it. And the real answer was I can get things done. I have so much evidence that I can get things done. It just was not a priority. I just didn't see it being a good use of my time right now. And like just telling myself the facts, which was that it was not a good use of my time, makes me feel better than like me just beating myself over the things that I didn't do. And like when I feel bad or when I feel guilty about things, I actually do achieve less than I normally would when I feel good about myself. So at the end of the day, if you're going through that cycle where you're like, man, I feel guilty or I feel ashamed because my mom still works an hourly job. My dad is working super hard and I haven't retired my parents and I haven't done this just because that one TikToker was 17 years old and he bought crypto and he's a deca millionaire driving a Lamborghini. He's with these hot girls. He's on a private jet and he's taking a vacation in Bali. And I'm out here in freaking Kansas, like something must be wrong with me. I'm just behind. I'm like slow. I'm not smart. I'm this, I'm that. Please do not tell yourself that story, right? If you look at some of the most successful people in the world, they're not doing any of that flashy shit. Warren Buffett still lives in Omaha, Nebraska, right? And Warren didn't even make his first billion till he was, I think, 40 or something. I think the first million came like after he was 30 or something. And like now you just see that 17-year-old and on TikTok and you're like, man, I'm behind. Why am I slaving away at this $14 an hour job? And there's that one person who is, on TikTok and they're like doing these amazing things. And as a one bro to another, I've been around a lot of these social media TikTok influencers. I was just hanging out with a lot of the big shots last week in Austin, Texas. And I can tell you, a lot of these people, they're not living the rainbows and sunshine life that you think they are. It's difficult on the other side. And some of them that are very popular, they're actually not, if you look at their bank accounts, they're not even that, they don't even have that stable of revenue driven businesses. It's just they're flashy. They would rather show a very flashy life than show a life that requires a lot of work and hard work. Because at the end of the day, for you, what that means is please don't beat yourself over it, And so we just got the data. So by age 21, Warren Buffett's net worth was $20,000. And by 26, it was 140K. So by age 30, he made his first million. So like on this, this age of seeing success stories everywhere, and you just got your first job out of college making 70 grand a year. And you're like, man, that one TikToker with no college degree is making like 10 million a year. That one OnlyFans girl is making 30 million a year, whatever. So at the end of the day, don't beat yourself over it. Those people, first of all, are anomalies, but also fast cash means fast in, fast out. And I know plenty of success stories. Even I was looking at a guy yesterday, actually, last night, somebody that I met in 2021. So we're currently, at the time of this recording, is April of 2024. I met somebody in April of 2021, exactly 3 years ago. We were in Fort Lauderdale hanging out. And this guy, like, he, had like 10 employees and his business was doing well in health and fitness coaching. And last night, I just thought of him. So I went to his Facebook and he totally stopped that business. His business went under and now he works as a cop or he works as a private security somewhere. And so please don't look at somebody's highlights and be like, this is what I want to be. Because most of those people that are highlighting their successes on social media and Instagram is not real. Half the stuff they own is rented. The watches, the cars, even the private jets. Those private jets, you can get a flight on those for $600 from Vegas to LA. So many people flaunt success. They just want to show off a very successful image, but it's not real. So please don't beat yourself over it. Don't be like, man, I need to go live in this city or that city because that's where all the successes are. I did that growing up, right? I moved to LA. I wanted to be around the best of the best. And it really helped like with my personal growth. But at the end of the day, when I got there, I was like, most of these people, they don't look as good, or their life is not as good as YouTube highlight reel made it look like. So yeah, sounds so easy, but it might be the hardest thing you ever do. So please give yourself some grace. So if there's a healthy system in all of this, is please give yourself some freaking grace. Some of you are too hard on yourself. You're holding yourself to such crazy expectations. And I just don't think that's good for your mental health. Like seriously, I would rather you be proud of yourself, even the little accomplishments that you do. Be proud of the fact that you graduated college with honors. Be proud of the fact that you made it. You were the first person in your family to graduate college, right? Or make it through college. So often we watch other people that freaking dropped out of high school tell us that college isn't worth it or this isn't worth it. You have your own story. And I promise you, every part of your story can inspire somebody. And for you, don't compare your story to other people's story who are telling you that your story is not valid or your story is not inspiring, because God knows it is. And their story, maybe in 3 years, they won't even be in the game, versus you at that time would be an established player. So at the end of the day, please give yourself some grace. Guilt, shame, these are powerful things, but at the same time, they'll slow you down more than propel you forward. So at the end of the day, make progress every day, get ahead, do something that improves the quality of your life. But at the same time, don't do it from the place of like, my life sucks, everything sucks, and what other people are doing is amazing. Their jobs, their careers, they're just living an amazing life and I'm not, right? It's just not the case. And most of the time, those are just the highlight reels. So hope this helps. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for listening to the Healthy Systems podcast. I really appreciate you for tuning in today. Now, here are 2 ways I can help you for free. One, you can join our free Facebook community by just going to this link, bit.ly/Titan Facebook group. Just type that into your browser and then answer 2 questions, and then we'll let you into our Facebook community where you'll meet other people, as well as we have a lot of free resources in terms of meal plans, workouts, all kinds of stuff in there. Second way I can help you for free is if you follow me on Instagram
at Moe Gaius, MOE, G as in George, H as in horse, I as in India, A as in Apple, S as in Sam. Follow me there and then shoot me a message with the word healthy systems, and then I'll be sure to send you a free gift. Other than that, keep listening in, and I really appreciate you.